Hello, welcome to the Knife Yak channel. Today's topic of discussion is the Ulti-Clip for fixed blade pocket carry. So the knives I'm going to be featuring for today's demonstration is the Vosteed Mink. I have the regular version here and the XL or extra large. These are typical small EDC style fixed blade knives, and I'm going to demonstrate how these clips work and give you the information you need to help you decide if you want to try to incorporate this into your daily knife carry routine. I will start out by saying I don't usually carry fixed blades in my pocket for everyday carry. I have and I do, but it's not very common. I generally find folding knives to be more convenient, but fixed blade knives do have their obvious advantages: simplicity of design, strength of construction, and ease of cleaning and maintenance, among some of the more obvious benefits. Also, quickness of deployment and so forth. But so my purpose today is not to convince you that you should carry a fixed blade, but just to help you understand how you might do so if you do decide that that's the way you want to go. So the product in question is called the Ulti-Clip. Ulti meaning ultimate. And these come in different sizes and widths. The kind I use is the slim 3.3 inches. And you can see what it says here, but I'll read it to you. So it's 3.3 inch in length with dual mounting slots, allowing for up to 1.5 inch hole spacing. And anyway, it comes packaged in this little plastic bag, and you'll have the clip in there, and there will also be the hardware you need to mount this thing on a typical Kydex sheath. So the hardware in question is two Chicago style screws with little rubber washers to help keep everything tight once you screw them onto the sheath. Depending on how thick your sheath is, you might find that these screws are a little bit short, but you can buy separate hardware manufactured by the same Ulti-Clip company to give you more options in terms of what if you need longer screws or whatever, you can get those. But so the way this works is well, as you can see, the thing comes with two slots. Let me kind of get these out of the way here. So there's these two slots, and so when you attach these screws on there, you can adjust the placement of the screws to accommodate the hole spacing on whatever sheath you're trying to mount it on. So the clip portion goes up top near the handle, and you just clamp those things on there, and you can see how it is with this one. It's already mounted there, so you can position the screws wherever you need them to be in order to accommodate the holes that are available. And the way the clip works is there's a spring here, so when you lift up on this little rectangular tab, just pull that up, and it's under a fair amount of spring tension, and that releases this little hook thing, and this is the part that actually clamps onto your pants pocket or your waistband or whatever, right? And so when you stick the let's suppose that this card is the edge of your pocket, right? So you'll just clamp this on like that, so the cloth just goes in underneath that hook, and then you close this thing down, and you can feel the spring tension, and then it snaps into place. And that is very tight, very secure. It was very hard to get that to let go without actually releasing the spring, and then it slides out, right? So to demonstrate this with an actual pair of pants, which I happen to have here, the pants that I use when I go about my daily life, I wear Dockers or chinos or khakis or whatever kind of pants you want to, whatever you call them. But this is actually Dockers. But so the clip, you can mount it higher or lower on the sheath. If you want to have this thing carried deep into your pocket to conceal most of the knife's handle, you can mount the clip fairly high, and that causes the whole knife to ride down farther in the pocket. So if I wanted the knife to ride higher in my pocket, I would mount the clip lower on the sheath. And that makes sense when you start doing it. But so yeah, you have to release the clip, right? And there's that hook thing that I was talking about, right? So this just slides onto the lip of the pocket like that. Now, if I want the handle of my knife to be concealed, I can orient this thing more or less inwards like this, and then clamp this down. And then when I stand up, the handle of the knife will kind of fall underneath that vertical pocket slit. And so all people see will really be just this clip tab right here, right? And I'll, here in a minute, I might give you a little fashion show where I actually wear the pants and show you how this thing looks when I'm actually standing up. But if you, when it comes time to deploy the knife, you just yank it out. Sorry, just bumped the camera there. You just yank it out and the clip stays well and firmly clamped on to the pocket. Okay, so the drawback, of course, is that when you go to resheath the knife, you might need two hands to kind of open the pocket and kind of orient the sheath so you can get this into the opening at the top. But yeah, it's quite doable. The deployment can be very quick. The concealment is actually surprisingly complete. And as I said, all you see is the clip, really. But I'll demonstrate that here in a minute. So when I want to remove the knife at the end of the day, just release the clip, or the clamp, I should say, and then just kind of wiggle this thing off of your pocket. And there you go. So it really does take a fair amount of effort to overcome the spring tension, but that's good. That just means that this thing holds onto the cloth really tight. Okay, now give me a minute, I'll put these pants on and we'll see what it looks like in real life. Okay, I'm back. So here's my knife with the clip installed. The pants I wear are fairly loose fitting, and the slot, the pocket slot, is pretty much vertical. So if you wear different kinds of pants or whatever, your mileage may vary, but this works for me. So I release the clip, and I just stick this thing onto my pocket like that. And you'll notice that the handle just kind of slides underneath that vertical pocket slit, right? Just clamp that down like that. And now, as I just walk around all day, if I bend my leg, this thing will become visible. And depending on how, I guess if I wanted to, if I want this to hide more, I can tilt it in. When I clamp this, I can adjust the orientation of the clip somewhat to make this thing hide more like that. So now I got more concealment. If I bend my leg like this, you can start to see the handle kind of protrude out like that, which is actually useful. If I wanted to deploy the knife, bending my leg slightly makes it easier to grab that, and you can just pull the knife out of your pocket. Now, when I want to put this back, I can't just stick it in there because I can't see anything. So I have to kind of open the pocket and peer down in there, make sure I've got the blade going in the right place, and then slide it down in there. So the problem, as I mentioned, is putting the knife back into the sheath when you're done. But for the actual carry and deployment, it works pretty well. Just, yeah, bend your leg slightly and grab the handle. Okay. So there you go. That's the end of the video. Thanks for watching.